everybody, welcome to What Culture Gaming. I'm Scott, I'm joined by Josh.
Hello, Scott.
Hello! Now, the Black Ops reveal was last night, and there are all sorts of thoughts going on. We've had things confirmed, like no single-player campaign, and we now know that there's a Battle Royale mode officially confirmed called Blackout, and we've seen the multiplayer gameplay too, so there's quite a bit to break down. Where do you want to begin?
I don't know. I guess the fact that there's no campaign, maybe start
Yes,
there?
let's go with that. So, Black Ops as a series, apart from Black Ops 3, which I guess you could argue had some merits in terms of being quite experimental, Black Ops as a franchise, series, spin-off, has the best stories.
Yes.
At least Black Ops 1, that'll be my shout.
100%. I love Black Ops 1. I think it's one of the best campaigns. People really love Black Ops 2. I thought that was a step down. People still really love it. Black Ops 3 completely jumped off a cliff in many ways. But yes, for me, I always pick up a Black Ops game for the story. I always pick up a Call of Duty game for the story, and I know I'm in the minority on that because
That's a hell of a statement, yeah.
I know, but so I'm obviously very devastated that it's not getting a campaign, but I can see why from a business perspective, because not many people did play it. And lots of people play Battle Royale modes.
Well, that's the thing. So the weird pivot to this is the, what do you call it, the Blackout mode is like, they sort of joked about it, is the replacement. It's one of the 3 pillars of Black Ops 4. It being the Blackout Battle Royale, the multiplayer mode, and zombies, which we'll get to zombies as well. But yeah, basically they're replacing the story with the Battle Royale mode, and their mode is going to be called Blackout. And they've said that it's 1,500 times bigger than Nuketown, which is hilarious because Nuketown is probably the smallest map they could have used. But that's not to discount the fact that the ambition behind the mode looks to be incredible. Like, all they showed was a CG trailer, nothing in game yet. But what they're basically doing is taking all the Call of Duty maps and stitching them together, which is a hell of an idea, especially when you factor in all the different class abilities and different ways that you can approach combat in a Call of Duty game. Plus wingsuits, plus vehicles, land, sea, and air. So yeah.
You know what? I've been very pessimistic about the idea of Call of Duty.
I think we all have
adding in a Battle Royale mode. But when I was watching the conference/presentation, and they sort of like pulled out and they were talking about how they're stitching parts of every like Call of Duty map into this one big open world, bringing back weapons, bringing back characters. I was hyped. I was really hyped.
I didn't think I could care about Call of Duty anymore. I mean, I've played every single one of them, and it's been, how long is it now? Actually, I didn't do all of Black Ops 2. Not that it matters, but for the sake of the record. But yeah, I mean, it's been like a decade now, and it's like every year, and we play them all the time. I've always defended the mechanics, and I think that they get a lot of flack, mainly because of the sort of reputations the online community has, and things like that. But you look at what they're trying to achieve with this, and even though it is just a CG trailer, the way that they kept like just zooming out from player to player, showing all these different abilities, all this stuff happening, like layering it on top of each other, and the vehicles, and the ways that you can approach things, and the abilities they've got too. It's kind of nuts. Like, if they can pull it off, and especially if the Switch rumor is true that this is the mode on Switch, if they can pull that off,
that's perhaps
crazy.
The most interesting part of this, because it is just called Blackout, obviously keeping it on brand. But that to me indicates that it could be its own separate sort of like individual release. If the Switch rumor that it's getting only the Battle Royale mode like holds water. Will they sell this separately? Will it go free to play eventually? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. It's very easy to call this Call of Duty Blackout.
It is.
And then you just get that instead. So, I mean, yeah, I think they're building it to be their like marquee, like tentpole thing.
Yeah.
And obviously it's going to carry forward, or at least it'll carry forward as long as the Battle Royale genre is at the top of the multiplayer pile. But yeah, I mean, they put a nice, sort of fairly confident step forward. We don't foot forward. We don't know if it's 100 players. Like, we don't know, you know, if you airdrop in. There are you can see a wingsuit in the video, so assumedly you will. But yeah, I mean, the initial sort of vibe coming from that trailer is that they're very confident, and they were championing the fact that they have the best, the most refined mechanics in the world.
Yeah, man, they kept bringing that up.
So yeah, they're very much, you know, in tune with the fact that Call of Duty has this reputation as being the, you know, premier shooter franchise. So whatever. So that's one pillar of Black Ops 4. Let's talk about some zombies.
Oh, zombies.
Mr. Rich Hudson is over in LA watching Kingdom Hearts 3, so he'll be back full of, you know, Toy Story vigor when he gets back. So sadly, he couldn't be here to talk about COD, and that's his favorite thing in the world.
It is.
And he absolutely loves zombies. You can check out one of our story videos for that. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not too bothered on zombies. I used to always try it and not care. So,
I want to get into it, and I thought World War II had a cool zombies mode that was way more horror inspired, but obviously Treyarch, they were the guys who pioneered this mode, so you'd expect big things. There's not too many additions, but there are new difficulty modes and the zombie rush mode, and there is a map on the Titanic, which it got me instantly interested.
I didn't see that. How did I not see that? There's a map on the Titanic.
Voyage of the Dead.
Oh, all right, yeah. Just scrap everything I just said. That's a really good idea. Having the idea of a zombie horde slowly getting you as the level itself sinks into the sea. Yeah, all right, all right.
I mean, zombies is kind of inaccessible for people like us who don't play it all the time. Like Rich did a ridiculous fake hitting 5 on it, went into the lore and stuff, and I was still lost, to be honest with you.
It's so stupidly in depth, but somehow there are people who can keep up with it. Rich, props to you for doing that. But it's one of those things where zombies has kind of become its own runaway, train kind of thing. And that's kind of what they want to do with the Battle Royale mode, but it's good to see that they're still, I don't know, keeping zombies going. I forget what you called this mode, like Blood of the Damned, I think?
Oh,
something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw like a little glimpse of that. So the main thing is the multiplayer reveal, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that people are going to be picking apart, even, speculatively, for now, because if you're going to draw a parallel, it looks a little bit like Overwatch.
A little bit.
There's a lot of abilities being popped off left, right, and center. It's not like they didn't go there before with Black Ops 3, but that was one of the things that people hated. But there's a lot of abilities being going on. There's a lot of play your class. There's a lot of team stuff. Like we saw someone with a shield, some guy behind him was with a rocket launcher, and they were like moving through together. And so again, not that you haven't seen that, unequivocally before, but the idea of them doing Call of Duty a la Overwatch is, for me, that's a pointless thing to chase.
Yeah. Well, really, pointless.
Yeah. Well, why would you? Like, Overwatch is so established. Call of Duty fans only want Call of Duty. Why would you not refine that? And why would you go the other way?
Potentially, but then at the same time, I only played World War II for like a couple of weeks, and I enjoyed myself. But I would have played it even less if the war mode wasn't there. That kind of where you were doing different objectives and stuff and pushing forward. If they can sort of make that bigger, like expand on that for Black Ops 3, I'll stick around more, because World War II was hampered by there only being 4 maps, I think, at launch.
Yeah, it had a weird rollout. I think it was just all the microtransaction stuff. Like, not that necessarily got entirely in the way, but I think they went through a lot of stuff late, and especially late in development, where they didn't really know the best way to address all the different aspects of that game, and it resulted in something that didn't feel especially focused. But one of the things that's most interesting with this is you can see that the TTK, time to kill, has been altered a bit. Like, you see people's health bars going down, and they do take like a second, maybe second and a half. But if you've played a lot of Call of Duties, you know that Activision, or the variety of studios behind them, have had a weird relationship with the TDK and how long it takes for someone to die. One of the most negative aspects of Call of Duty, if you're not into it or put the time into it, is how you just get seen by someone and die immediately. So if they're gonna try and do this pivot into like, hey, it's kind of like Overwatch, but it's also like Call of Duty, then if they tweak the TTK so you actually have more of a chance to see someone and try some abilities and have a bit of like a combat chess scenario.
Well, exactly. We've only seen a trailer, so we can't like get a full grasp on the TTK.
No, we can review it right now. That's how
we will. That's what we always do.
Yeah, it's 8 out of 10.
But they did say that the auto regenerating health is sort of out, and it's manual healing now. So you have to sort of pick and choose where you get your health back, and that sort of potentially links in with the fact that we saw health bars, which sort of invites thought that it's going to be a kind of more tactical approach to the Call of Duty formula, and hopefully the time to kill won't be ridiculously short, and I'll get time to be alive.
And hopefully, I mean, the thing is, like, they would have seen the negative comments from World War II, which was that a lot of people complained, which I don't know how much it's been patched or altered, but that the spawn placement wasn't very good at the start when that game first rolled out. It always felt like you were being spawned right in the path of someone else, or just around the corner from someone else, and it didn't make for the most fun experience, especially if you were jumping in. So whatever, you can argue out the fact that like it's Black Ops 4, it's the 4th installment, it's very much a complete package, like technically and tactically. A lot of people are going to go into this wanting to employ the same strategies they have had for the past few years, and how much they can swing that towards newcomers.
Well, I don't know how tactical it can be, because this is once again boots on the ground like World War II. It's still set kind of like near future, but we won't be wall ringing, we won't be double jumping. We'll have like the specialists. Apparently, half of the specialists have been carried over from Black Ops 3, and half are new. So hopefully that should add some kind of variety to it if we're going for these bigger, more bombastic modes.
That was another thing, because I mean, I hope the bow and arrow chap, lady, that's how you do a bow and arrow, is in there, is in the game. But that's the thing, because they're replacing the story mode with the Battle Royale, they're going to need, well, however much lovability or likability you put behind the characters of Call of Duty, that's what they said, they're bringing in the characters to the Battle Royale mode. So
this is my one problem, because when asked about why there isn't a campaign, they gave the classic spiel of, well, there'll be narrative elements in every one of our modes. We've heard that before when Titanfall 2 did this. Titanfall 1, sorry, made the same excuse with their sort of weird like campaign multiplayer thing that didn't work. To me, that never works when you try to shoehorn in narratives into multiplayer.
No, you could put a PR spin on this very room and say that there is narrative elements to me walking over there for 5 minutes. If you're good at PR, that's the way that you go. And I love the way that PR spins everything. It's brilliant. There is an art to that. But saying that, it's not going to convince anybody. I mean, like you're replacing a very much focused, cutscene-driven, linear storytelling mode
Yes.
with something that's very much a free-for-all. So it's not going to be the same thing, even though there'll be aspects of like, oh my god, I got knocked down, am I going to survive, and all that kind of crap. That's all they mean by narrative elements, is like you feel that you're in the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of like the way that it debuted, I think it was a very confident showing. Definitely way better and more confident and more thought out than that logo.
Oh,
so
God,
least,
yeah.
At least they're not going with that. All the press releases just have Call of Black Ops 4. Like a number 4. It's like someone in marketing was like, we're not doing that.
No.
Like, no, we're not sticking with that. But not to worry. So yeah, that's kind of how they've put their foot forward for Black Ops 4. You guys can let us know what you think down in the comments. Are you looking forward to it? Or do you think that maybe they're losing a little bit of what Call of Duty is in the pursuit of pursuing other aspects of the competition? Either way, I've been Scott from McCulture.com.
I've been Josh from McCulture.com.
And we'll catch you guys soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.